gentlemen, the Cave Theatre Restaurant proudly presents the star of our show, Mr. Rolf Harris.
This is this weird and wonderful theme song of mine, this mad Australian thing called Tie Me Kangaroo Down Sport. A spontaneous burst of unsolicited applause, folks. Look at that. Incredible. Starts off fairly simply. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's an old Australian stockman lying, dying. It is nice to get emotionally involved as early as possible in the performance. Now, this is a pretty sad moment. The poor old fella lying, dying. So when we get to it, if you could all go, you know the feeling. It's got to be a warm, sympathetic involvement. It's got to be sort of, poor old bastard, look at that. Oh, I've upset one fella down here straight away. Because, I'm sorry, in Australia, of course, that's a term of endearment, you know, and you forget these things. Anyway, when we get to it, if you could all go, All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, hang on a minute, these 4 bars early. Just a moment, no. To start again, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. They're incredible, these fellas. There's an old Australian stockman lying, dying. Marvellous. And he gets himself up onto one elbow, turns to his mates who are gathered round, and he says, "Watch me wallabies feed, mate. Watch me wallabies feed. Hey, they're a dangerous breed, mate. So watch me wallabies feed. All together now, tie me kangaroo down, sport. Tie me kangaroo down. Tie me kangaroo down, sport." You're not sure, are you? You're not sure. Hang on a minute. That's a pretty simple chorus. It goes, tie me kangaroo down, sport. Tie me kangaroo down. That's the simple bit. Then the difficult part comes in. Tie me kangaroo down, sport. Tie me kangaroo down. Now, it's worth a try, right? What key in, Frank? S. Give us the Z above middle S, would you please? Thank you. Here is your commencing note. You right? Oh, if you're eating, if you actually have a mouthful, you are exempt from this bit. Don't want to upset anybody. Here we go. Ready? All together now, tie me kangaroo down, sport. Tie me kangaroo down. Sit down now. Tie me kangaroo down, sport. Tie me kangaroo down. Take me koala back, Jack. Take me koala back. He lives somewhere out on the track, Mac. So take me koala back. All together now, tie me kangaroo down, sport. Tie me kangaroo down. Fantastic. Tie me kangaroo down, sport. Tie me kangaroo down. And mind me platypus duck, Bill. Mind me platypus duck. Oh, don't let him go running amok, Bill. Just mind me platypus duck. All together now, tie me kangaroo down, sport. Mind me kangaroo down. Tie me kangaroo down, sport. Tie me kangaroo down. Now, by this time, the poor old fella's getting slightly delirious. Give us a bit of delirious music, Frank. Beautiful. And with his second last gasp, he says, "Play your didgeridoo, Blue." The word blue is a nickname for a red-headed Australian. Just thought you'd like to know. Play your didgeridoo. Like, keep playing till I shoot through, Blue. They misunderstood that in the States. Play your didgeridoo. All together now, tie me kangaroo down, sport. Tie me kangaroo down. Second last chance, tie me kangaroo down, sport. Tie me kangaroo down. And then, with his very last gasp, tan me hide when I'm dead, Fred. Well, he's not well, you see, the old fellas. No, seriously. tan me hide when I'm dead. So we tanned his hide when he died, Clyde, and that's it hanging on the shed. All together now, time you kangaroo down, it's for time you kangaroo down, time you kangaroo down, it's for time you kangaroo down. What sort of stuff do you like? You like the soft, gentle material, or we get straight on with the filthy stuff, or what did you have in mind? Oh, I see. Oh, wow. That's it, is it? No, I'd like to present for your entertainment and possibly your interest a song, because I spoke to Mr. Wilson just before I came over here this time, and he's asked me to present this to you. It's Great Britain's answer to that American institution. Are you ready, gentlemen? Great Britain's answer to Alan Sherman. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hello, mater. Hello, pater. I shall mail this letter later. School at Eton is so ironic. Well, they keep serving tea instead of gin and tonic. Oh, and dearest, darling mummy, is your chauffeur still as chummy? And you, pater, you're so majestic. Has she caught you lately cuddling the domestic? Oh, by the way, we had a lovely hunt today, except for Cecil Hemmingway. Well, he's such a clumsy ox. His socks were eaten by the fox. Is it true about Lady Clinker? I do hope so. She's a stinker. How is Cedric? Oh, incidentally, does he really keep his Austin in his Bentley? I'm enjoying all my studies here with all my grade 3 buddies. I love Eton. Oh yes, Eton's heaven. And just think, tomorrow I'll be 37. Something I just thought, I'll sing it for you in a minute, that one. Don't panic, panic not. Do not panic. And if you do panic, panic in an orderly fashion. Right? Now, I just reminded myself of something. Did you ever see the film Cyrano de Bergerac? You know, about the great French lover, the fellow with this huge misshapen conch sticking out of the centre of his face, all covered in blood vessels and pimples and little warts and things. Looked like a road map of Victoria, you know, so... And yet, this fella is the acknowledged authority in the world for matters of the heart, love affairs and so forth. And you remember in the film, the role was played by Jose Ferrer. Jose Ferrer. The film was completed, I think the filming was completed in Hoon, I think it was, or Hulai. No, January. Anyway, it doesn't matter, that doesn't matter. But the important thing is, after the film, this is the shattering fact, he started getting letters from women all over the world asking advice about some of the letters, and unbelievable, some of the stuff he got. This one, for example, says, Dear Monsieur de Bergerac, I am 3 weeks... Oh, no, that's not it. Sorry. No, that's not the one. Just a minute. No. Just a sec. It's a handwritten letter. Oh, this is it. Here. Dear Cyrano de Bergerac, I am in terrible trouble because my husband appears to love me too much. He loves me in the morning, during morning tea break, before and after lunch, in the afternoon, before and after the evening meal, while I am watching television and while I am polishing the floor, it says here. My problem is, what am I to do about it? P.S. Please excuse the jerky handwriting. That's what it says. Here's another idea. We could do a little sort of calypso thing. Could you give us a bit of calypso background, like pum 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 yada? That's nice. A little Trinidad calypso. Hey, hey, whoa, is me. Yes, shame and scandal in the family. Hey, hey, whoa, is me. Yes, shame and scandal in the family. In Trinidad, there was a family with much confusion, as you will see. There was a mama and a papa and a boy who was grown, who wanted to marry and have wife of his own. He met a young girl who suited him nice. He went to his papa to ask his advice. His papa said, son, I have to say no. The girl is your sister, but your mama don't know. Hey, whoa, it's me, oh yeah. Shame and scandal in the family. Well, time went by and summer came down. Once more a little girlie on the island he found. He went to his daddy to name the day. His papa shook his head and this time he did say, you can't marry this girl, I have to say no. This one is your auntie, but your granny don't know. Hey, boo, it's me, oh yeah. Shame and scandal in the family. Well, he went to his mama, hung his head, sadly told her what his papa had said. His mama just laughed, she said, go boy go, your daddy ain't your daddy, but your daddy don't know. Hey! It's me, oh yeah, shame and scandal in the family. Hey, hey, whoa, it's me, and that scandalous behavior in the family, in the family. What was I going to tell you about? Do you like the little throwaway story, like the story about the two flies crawling up the mirror, and one fly said to the other one, well, that's one way of looking at it, I suppose. Leave it, too late. No, leave it. No. What can we do for you now? A little, oh, here's a nice little one. Let's so fly like the Spanish. Oh, no, that's not it. I tell you, I've gone suddenly blank. You know, in a show. No, hey, hang on a moment. No, it's a marvellous story, I must tell you. This took place in Sydney. This fella stops the car, turns off the lights, the ignition. Out of the glove box, he takes a bottle of rum, 2 plastic cups. Right, I said, over you go, into the back seat. The girl said, no, look, I don't want to get into the back seat. Right, I said, over you go, into the back seat. She said, no, look, I've told you I don't want to get into the back seat. Right, I said, over into the back seat. She said, no, look, I don't want. He said, why don't you want to get into the back seat? And she said, I want to be with you. I thought I might tell you a story about... this will amuse you. Because I'm living in England most of the time now, and as an Australian there, you're able to sort of be in the middle as an observer, you know, and the English are a weird lot. Is there anybody here from England tonight? No, see if you can imagine this happening anywhere else in the world but in England. Imagine this. This young fella is in the waiting room of a maternity ward in a hospital in Bromley, Kent, which is just south of London. And he's in the usual panic, you know, fingernail... chewing the nail, little pile of fingernail clippings growing up on the floor. And the nurse comes in, stiff, starchy-looking old bat. And she said, everything all right, Mr. Johnson? You're quite happy here, are you? He said, yes, nurse. Nurse, isn't nature absolutely marvellous? Nature's timetable ticks on, and we poor mortals, we sit here completely oblivious of the... I'm not describing myself very well. What I meant was, my wife and I were married 9 months ago today. 9 months today, and now here we are expecting our first little one in the next room, and I just... Well, isn't nature absolutely marvellous? And of course the nurse has seen it all before, and she said, yes, it is quite wonderful, Mr. Johnson, truly magnificent and very incredible. And she goes out thinking, what a peanut, you know. Anyway, a little while later she comes back and she said, Mr. Johnson, it's a boy weighing 5 1/4 pounds, and your wife and the child are doing very nicely. He looks at his watch. 9:10, nurse. Isn't nature absolutely marvellous? 9 months ago, to the moment, and the nurse said, yes, quite, good heavens. A little while later she comes back and she said, Mr. Johnson, we misled you, it's twins. The second little boy has just been born, weighing 6 pounds, and your wife and the 2 kiddies are doing very well. He looks at his watch. 20:10, nurse. Isn't nature absolutely marvellous? And the nurse said, yes, quite, I mean, there are certain proprieties to be observed in matters of this nature, and I feel... And she stops in mid-sentence and she watches in amazement as he puts his overcoat on, scarf round the throat, gloves. She said, you're not leaving us, are you, Mr. Johnson? And he said, well, I thought I'd just pop out and get something to eat. There's nothing due now till 1:15. Well, you're a shocking lot, I'm pleased to say, which is nice. There's the other lovely story about this farmer in England comes and knocks on the next door farmhouse, and out comes the farmer's daughter, a big lump of an agricultural kid, you know, big Wellington boots on up to the knees. And she said, hey, can I help you? And he said, is your father at home? I'd like to speak to your father, please. And she said, no, he's not home, he's out ploughing the main field at the moment. Can I help in any way? And he said, well, and he goes all red, you know, his face goes red and his ears start burning. And he said, and she said, oh, it's the bull, is it? It's about the bull. Well, you need have no embarrassment about that because we run the farm together, my father and I know all about the bull and the stud arrangements and the stud fees and everything, so it's the bull, isn't it? He said, no, well, it's not really. So she said, well, is there anything I can help you with? I mean, because Daddy's out, as I said, at the moment, ploughing. Well, he said, it's a bit awkward. Your young brother he's got my eldest girl into bother, and Oh, she said, well, then you'd better wait and see Daddy, because I don't know what he charges for Percy. Well, there's the other yarn about... Now, this is a bit embarrassing, this one. Story about the 2 monocles in the optician's window. They got together and made a spectacle of themselves. Oh, I'll tell you an idea. Is there anybody here celebrating a wedding anniversary tonight? Anybody? Yeah? Just the one fellow on his own? That's a bit rough, isn't it? It's difficult to see with these lights. 2 fellas together. That's worse! No, is there seriously a wedding anniversary tonight? Yeah? You don't want anything serious, do you? I thought I might sing a little song. You don't want the sort of... Oh, how we danced on the night we were wed. We danced and we danced. The room had no bed. You don't want that sort of serious stuff, do you? Because I thought I'd, a little bit of nonsense. I tell you what, it's nice to get as many people involved as is possible in this sort of thing. Now, So, now let me put it this way. Is there anybody here tonight planning anything which could be celebratable later on as an anniversary of some sort? You see, that brings a lot more people in, right? So for those involved, a rather sweet little song. This one starts off. We got married last Friday. My sweet wife stood beside me. And much later on, when the guests had all gone, we stood side by side. Now we were so glad to be wed. Then she got ready for bed. Then and her false teeth and hair she placed on the chair. Side by side. One cork leg to follow. One glass eye so small. And then she unscrewed her left arm and placed it on the chair by the wall. I stood there broken-hearted. Well, most of my wife had departed. So I slept on the chair. There was more of her there. Now, hey, that's too coarse, but since you insist, here we go then. Now, this happened. Is there a parrot loose in the bloody auditorium? What is that going on over there?
Give him an Australian song.
Give him a thump next time he does it, will you? Now, this happened when the role of Tarzan was played in the movies by Johnny Weissmuller. I think he was the greatest Tarzan, for my money anyway. I used to watch him, all this swimming underwater and stuff, marvellous. And the whole picture, Jane had fallen into the quicksand, and she calls out to Cheetah, the faithful chimpanzee, and she says, Cheetah, which freely translated in the language of the jungle means, go quickly, fetch Tarzan, tell him Jane in great danger. So Cheetah rushes off through the jungle, finds Tarzan, and he says to Tarzan, which freely translated means roughly the same thing, come quickly, Jane in great danger. So Tarzan rushes back through the jungle, follows Cheetah back to the scene, surveys the situation with Jane slowly sinking in the quicksand. Then he says, Jane, which freely translated means, Jane, you see this tree here? I will seize the vine hanging from the tree. I'll swing out over you. As I pass over you, grab the end of the vine and I will endeavour to drag you from the quicksand. So he hops up on the vine, swings out. Which freely translated means, the vine, Jane! So that's the sort of group you are. What a memory. Gee, it's a bit warm here tonight. I shouldn't have said that. Now I've upset everybody there. You weren't going to say anything, were you? Would you object if I take the jacket off? Because it's a fairly expensive jacket and it gets sort of perspiry and the accordion creases it all up, you know, and it messes it up a bit. Would it be all right if I took it off? That's nice. Thank you. Oh, that's better. Hey, it's a lovely story. Do you like the little throwaway stories? Story about the two pigeons flying over the football field. And one looks down and says to the other one, look at those thousands and thousands and thousands of people down there. And the other pigeon says, yes, takes all the skill out of it. see. Well, hey, there's a nice one about this old Scots fella comes over to Canada to visit some relatives. The first thing they do, they take him out to see this big hunting lodge they've got. He walks in the door and there's this big animal's head up on a plaque on the other end of it. And he stops, rigid, you know. And he said, "Good grief, what's yon?" The fella says, "Why, that's a Canadian moose." He said, "Good Lord, if yon's a moose, what your cat's like?" You like the Scots, young? We got a Scotty down here. I never realised that when I started. Hey, there's another lovely story about this old Scots farmer living on an island right out in the Hebrides, right up in the north of Scotland. And his wife is just about to present him with an offspring, and they call the doctor, and the doctor arrives in this little horse-drawn vehicle. It's a very primitive island. And the doctor comes in and he says, "Give us all the light you've got, Andrew." So Andrew brings out this one little oil lantern. The doctor said, "Good God, is that all the light you've got?" Well, he says, "Get that mirror, place the mirror there and get the light right against it, just so. Could you hold the lantern just so, a wee bit higher? That's it, hold the lantern." Anyway, eventually the doctor presents him with a bonny, bouncing baby boy, a lovely little child, and they exchange. The doctor takes the lantern, and old Andrew takes his firstborn out to the kitchen where the blankets are. He's just got there, and the doctor says, "Andrew, quick! Hold the lantern!" He rushes back, holds the lantern. Twins, away he goes with the second little kid. He's just got there, and the doctor says, "Andrew, quick! Hold the lantern!" He rushes back, holds the lantern. Triplets, he's just got to the door of the kitchen with the third little child, and the doctor says, "Andrew!" And Andrew says, "Doctor, do you think perhaps it's the light that's attracting them?" So you're rather a bold lot, actually, really, aren't you? I think it's only fair for me to relate the rough with the smooth in this instance. This took place in a spot called the Gorbals in Glasgow. Now, is there anybody here from Glasgow? Because we could easily change it to Dundee or Edinburgh. No, actually, it has to be about the Gorbals because, that, as you know, that was a very rough slum tenement area before they pulled it all down and built some new concrete slums. And in this old place, these two young married women are fighting to the death on this day. They're really tearing hair, ripping and pulling and, you know, teeth and nails. All the occupants of the place hanging out over the banisters shouting out advice like, "Rip her hair out of her head! Put the head on her... You know, knock her legs from under her. Stamp on her gut when you get her down." All this lovely colloquial stuff. But this is the embarrassing bit. But this actually happened. This old woman right from the top of the staircase shouts out at the top of her voice, "Kick her crotch in!" No, that's true. And this little hungry-looking Scots fella opens the door just on the landing where they're fighting, sticks his head out and he said, "Aye, kick it in here." Ever get the feeling you've gone too far? Oh dear. By definition, the Edwardian melodrama took the form of a series of little one-act plays, usually involving a heroine who is destitute. Oh, yeah. And she cannot pay the rent, you know, and the villain rushes in, most times a member of the British aristocracy, mustachio, monocle, beautifully dressed, top hat, opera cloak, mortgage in the hip pocket. And basically there are about 6 or 7 main plots to the Edwardian melodrama. The first one, the whip. No. The whip. No, anything but the whip. Anything. The whip. Into the woods. No. Into the woods. No. I am only 13. This is no time to be superstitious. Into the woods. No. Into the woods. No. What about mother? Later. Into the woods. No. Into the woods. No. I'll tell the vicar. I am the vicar. Into the woods. No. I'll tell the archbishop. You'll never find him. He's working the third woods down this week. Into the woods. No. Into the woods. No. It's Good Friday. It's good any day. Into the woods, no, into the woods, no. I appeal to you on bended knee. Madam, you appeal to me in any position, Into the woods, I like taking experienced girls home, but I'm not... You're not home yet. Into the woods. Actually, there's a lovely one. Takes place, you can't see this, but it takes place inside a little thin-framed wooden shack, and you can hear the words quite clearly. Where are you? I won't tell you. Where are you? I will not tell you! My God, when I finally find you, I'm going to brutally ravish you. I'm in the cupboard behind the stairs. There's a lovely yarn about his lordship. He's spending some time in a little English country pub, and this morning the chambermaid knocks on the door, walks straight in, and she stops and she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, your lordship, I had no idea you'd still be in bed at this time of morning. Excuse me, I'm terribly sorry." He said, "Come in, my dear, would you?" "Oh, well, we're not supposed to come." "Come in, my dear, would you?" Close the door after you. "Oh, all right, your lordship." "What is your name, my dear?" "Elsie, your lordship." "A very beautiful name, Elsie." "Oh, thank you, your lordship." "And you're a very beautiful girl, my dear." "Oh, thank you, your lordship." "Sit down, would you, Elsie?" Sit down, your lordship. I'll just go and get a chair." No need, my dear. Sit on the bed, would you?" On the bed, your lordship?" "Yes, sit down, my dear. And perhaps your lordship seems a little formal under these conditions. Perhaps you'd rather just say your grace." So she slipped off the bed onto one knee, closed her eyes and said, "For what I am about to receive, may the Lord..." I've just thought of another lovely story. You won't credit this. Hang on. This is a marvel. I want you to imagine this banker, a very rich-looking character, drives up in the huge vehicle, parks the car, gets out of the car, takes his briefcase, walks into the bank, turns straight round, comes straight out through the swing doors. His face has gone ashen grey. He's seen the bank examiner going through the books in his office. He gets straight into the car, drives away, and he's thinking, that's it. $284,000 embezzled in the last 3 years, and they've discovered it. It's home, grab the bags, we're all packed up, ready to go, my wife and I down to South America. He gets to the house, stops the car, leaves the engine running, gets out, opens the front door, walks in, and his wife is in the hallway with her back to him on the telephone, and she's saying, You say your name is Dolores, and you and my husband..." And he goes, turns around, tippy-toes out, closes the door, into the car and away. His whole world is shattered and fallen about. His wife has found out about the mistress, and the bank's found out about the money, and he just drives straight up to the bridge, stops the car, gets out, got one leg over the side, and a little voice behind him says, "Excuse me, young man." He stops and turns around, and there's this weird-looking old crone of a woman, little 5 foot, shrunken sort of head, black clothes hanging off her, and she's got these, like a big wart on the end of the snout, and the teeth are all shattered and fallen in, the sort of cheeks all drawn, and he says, "Huh?" She said, "Now, young man, were you just about to do away with yourself?" "Well," he said, yeah." "Well," she said, "it just so happens that I am one of America's few remaining witches, and it is within my power to grant you any 3 wishes." He said, "Are you on the level?" She said, "Of course." Well, he said, "You mean anything?" "Of course." Well, he said, "Would it be possible to have a wish go back in time, like to yesterday, for example?" "Of course." Well, he said, "I'd like to wish that the bank never finds out about my embezzlement." "Granted. Your second wish?" "Well," he said, "I'd just like to wish that my wife would never discover about Dolores and myself." "Granted. And your third wish?" Well, he said, "I can't think of anything else." She said, "No matter. The minute you have a third wish in your mind, just turn round 3 times, face the north, clap your hands, and I will appear before you and grant your third wish." Gee, he said, "Wow, that's incredible. Look, I don't know how to thank you." And she said, "Well, it's very rarely that I have any love and affection showered upon me." And he goes, anyway, so after it's all over, they're down under the bridge, and he's trying to get his shoes on. All he wants to do is get away. You know what it's like, fellas. And she's lying back on the frozen snow, and she said, "How old did you say you were, Sonny?" Well, he said, I didn't say, but I'm 48, going on to 49. And she said, kind of old to be believing in witches, isn't it? Oh dear. I wasn't wrong about you. You are a shocking lot. I thought we could kick up a bit of noise on Waltzing Matilda. Good idea? Good. Here we go. Once a jolly swagman camped by a billabong under the shade of a coolabah tree, and he sang as he watched and waited till his billy boiled. You come a waltzing Matilda with me, ooh, waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. And he sang as he watched, waited till his billy boiled. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Then down came a jumbuck to drink at that billabong. Up jumped the swagman and grabbed him with glee, and he sang as he shoved that jumbuck in his tucker bag. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me, woo, waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. And he sang as he shoved that jumbuck in his tucker bag. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Then down came the squatter, mounted on his thoroughbred. Down came the troopers, 1, 2, 3. Now that's a good move, isn't it? That sounds good. Let's run it again with everybody in it this time. Good idea, that. So down came the squatter, mounted on his thoroughbred. Down came the troopers, 1, 2, 3. What I should have mentioned here, if you're going to do it, it's no good half-heartedly sort of going, 1, 2, 3. Honestly, no, you've got to belt it out. It's got to be a shouted thing rather than sung. It's no good going, 1, 2, 3. It's got to be 1, 2, 3. Right? Don't let me down on this, because it's weak as water without this. Here we go then. So down came the squatter for the third time, mounted on his thoroughbred. Ready? Down came the troopers. 1, 2, 3. You see the difference straight up. Hold it, Jimmy. Yes, Jimmy. Hold it. Yes, Jimmy. Hold it. You see the difference? No. That confused ya? You're not Scottish, are you, tonight? Hands up how many Scots we got in the audience. Give us a rough idea. Just the 4 there. 2, 3,812, 433. What could we do then? What's here's a nice... I'll tell you what's a nice little one. Now, this is a sweet little one. You probably remember this was a big hit here in this country. There was a soldier, a Scottish soldier. Oh, how he did perspire the night his kilt caught fire. So up jumped the swagman. Well, you want to find out how it finished, don't you? Don't want to leave it in mid-air, the poor fella. So up jumped the swagman, and he sprang into that billabong. I love that bit. You'll never take me alive, said he. And his ghost may be heard as you pass by that billabong. You come along, sing Matilda, waltz, sing Matilda. You come along, sing Matilda with me, and his ghost may be heard as you pass by that billabong. You'll come, oh, oh, sing Matilda with me. Thank you for that unexpected burst of applause there. This proves something that I've maintained for years, and that is, if you want to get anything really spontaneous, organise it. True or false? True. What? Yeah, let's finish up with that. That's a nice way. I've got one. It's a bit coarse. Song about a rich, red, sickly, sweet wine which was very popular in Edwardian times in England. The wine is called Madeira. The song is called Have Some Madeira, My Dear. She was young, she was pure, she was new, she was nice. She was fair, she was sweet 17. Got the picture? He was old, he was vile, and no stranger to vice. He was base, he was coarse, he was mean. He had slyly inveigled her up to his flat to view his collection of stamps. And he said as he hastened to put out the cat, the wine, his cigars, and the lamps, have some Madeira, my dear. Now you really have nothing to fear. I won't try to tempt you, that wouldn't be right. You shouldn't have drank spirits at this time of night. So have some Madeira, my dear. It's so very much nicer than beer. Now I won't offer sherry, one cannot drink stout, and port is a wine you can well do without. Well, it's simply a case of chacun à son gout. That's another French expression. Have some Madeira, my dear. Unaware of the wiles of the snake in the grass and the fate of the maiden who topes, she lowered her standards by raising her glass, her courage, her eyes, and his hopes. She tried it, she sipped it, she drank it, she did. He quickly refilled it again. And he said as he secretly carved one more notch in the butt of his gold-handled cane, have some Madeira, my dear. I have a small cask of it here, and once it's been opened, you know it won't keep. Do finish it up. It will help you to sleep. Have some Madeira, my dear. Well, it's really an excellent year. Now, if it were gin, you'd be wrong to say yes. Well, the evil gin does would be hard to assess. And besides, it's inclined to affect me prowess. Have some Madeira, Madeira. Then there flashed through her mind what her mother had said, with her anti-penultimate breath. That's the second breath before the second last. Oh, you got that. Good work. Oh, my child, should you look on the wine when 'tis red, be prepared for a fate worse than death. So she let fall the glass with a shrill little cry. Ah! Crash, tinkle, it fell to the floor. When he said, "What in heaven?" she made no reply, up her mind, and a dash for the door. Yom, hom, hiddly, hom, hom. Have some Madeira, my dear. Rang out down the hall loud and clear. 'Twas a tremulous cry that was filled with despair as she paused to take breath on the cool midnight air. Have some Madeira, my dear. The words seemed to ring in her ear until the next morning she woke up in bed with a smile on her lips and an ache in her head and a beard in her ear all that tickled and said, have some Madeira, Madeira. before we go any further, what about a burst of applause for the guys who do such a fabulous job for me? Fraser McPherson and the gentleman in the audience. Fraser, Stu, Jimmy, Cuddles and Frank. I hit Vancouver in the blazing sun on the 9th of February 61, and from the 10th of February through till May it rained and poured all night and day. Still the more they try to keep me down, better I live in this here town. The more they try to grind you down, well the better I like Vancouver town. You read about the blackout in New York. You know, this business where there were about 800,000 square miles of... It's not a hootenanny, you know. That roof's leaking, isn't it? 800... Sorry, I'm singing as quietly as I can. Sorry. 800,000 square miles of country were blacked out on the East Coast. And we were caught in it, my wife and I, up on the 13th floor of the CBS building when it all went black. And it was terrifying, going down all these flights of stairs. I'm carrying a little baby, you know, my wife's lugging the bags. It was frightening business. And I get down the bottom, it's all black, pitch black, you can't see a street sign, nothing. Couldn't find the roads except for a few cars driving along, traffic lights and... But it was a nice feeling of pride when I discovered that the whole thing had been caused by a short circuit in Canada. Nice feeling. Toronto darkened the whole East Coast, so it gives Vancouver a chance to boast. With the BC Hydro's Columbia plan, we could black out the rest of the US, man. Hey, the more they try to keep me down, better you live in this here town. Yeah, the more they try to grind me down, well, the better I like Vancouver town. The thing that really staggers me is all these initials in BC. There's the VIF with the QET, you got NHL at the PNE. You buy OFC at the LCB, watch CTV or CBC, and it's SFU for the VIP, while me and you go to UBC. Now the CLC loves the NDP, and it's rock and roll on the PGE. More they try to keep me down, better you live in this here town. Yeah, the more they try to grind me down, well, the better I like Vancouver town. I wrote this verse last time I was here, and I was a bit shattered to find out that the main people involved in the verse took my advice. Still. BC Lions, never fear if you haven't got a slogan to use this year. What about Liston? Stay alive, take a dive in 65. Well, the more they try to keep me down, better you live in this here town. Yeah, the more they try to grind you down, well, the better I like Vancouver town. It's still the same. That Lionsgate Bridge, what a terrible sight. Traffic jam, pile-ups morning and night. A new bridge soon makes pretty good sense. Sorry for the inconvenience. See, the more they try to keep me down, better I live in this here town. If you want the guy to fill the bill, you better go locate Fly and Phil. What about that beer strike in the summer? What a ridiculous business. Summertime when you need a drink, the beer production is on the blink. Now suddenly they've got beer to burn and it's roadblocks every blasted turn. Well, the more they try to keep me down, better I live in this here town. Yeah, the more they try to grind me down, well, the better I like Vancouver town. I went down Hastings looking for sex and the girl said, "Sorry, I don't take checks." I said, "Okay," I put away my book. Well, I only really came round to have a look. Well, they try to keep me down, better you live in this here town. Yeah, the more they try to grind me down, well, the better I like Vancouver town. When the Vancouver Times went down the drain, well, I swore I'd never be caught again. So a week before they started to climb, I sold all my shares in the pyramid mine. I thought, well, they try to keep me down, better I live in this here town. The more they try to grind me down, well, the better I like Vancouver town. Yeah, the more they try to keep me down, better I love Vancouver town.